Triple B's Tees offer custom shirts and logo designs for all your apparel and merchandise needs, offering a variety of shirts, hats, hoodies, tumblers, and koozies. Triple B's will work with you one-on-one to personalize and perfect your logo. With over 5 years in the business, 20 years in the sport, they live for Demolition Derby.
Chunk and his crew can bring your imagination to realization with zero limitations. So for all your badass tees, choose Triple B's.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hard Nosed Derby Podcast, we've got something to talk about.
Episode 91, Topeka, Kansas.
Are you ready? It's coming fast.
Does it change your mentality when there's really no Section 117 anymore?
A little bit. It did. I mean, fuck it. My car number. Like on my roof sign, it says Section 117. Like in the first one, it says Section. Yeah, it hurt my fucking feelings. Still salty about that shit. Fucking Stormy Vale.
Oh, well. Stormy Vale Event Center.
Hurt my heart.
Stormont Vale Event Center.
Yeah, whatever.
Sorry. It's upon us. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a fucking upon us. Capital Carnage 2024.
I knew some derby was about to pop off because of that bullshit where they throw that ball back and forth or whatever. That game's over.
Oh, yeah. That foosball.
Yeah.
It's for the devil.
Yeah.
It's done and over.
Real football's played in Mexico.
Negative.
I'm telling you, that's where the name come from. They don't even kick that motherfucker that much. Why the fuck it's called football? It should be called handball.
I think that's American football. I think that's the
America.
difference. America.
Fuck football.
Lots of classes. Lots of heat.
Lots of big names.
Lots of big names. They just posted today that the mod list is growing.
It needed to.
As we speak, yeah, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They had 15 signed up.
Oh, man.
15 cars for 25 hundo.
We've talked about this shit so much. Those mod drivers are showing up because of the show, the name of the show.
Correct.
They're not showing up for the fucking payout because if you told them he's paying them $2,500 in Paris, Missouri, they'd tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm going to throw together a mod class in Paris, Missouri, $2,500 to win. Well, fuck you.
Might get 3. But once you say 5 G's,
then you start piquing interest.
correct. That's when like, hold on, what did he say?
And then you get everybody else bitching, why the fuck are they getting so much payout? Because they've got fucking $65,000 in that car.
Yeah, there's fucking $15,000 in cage material.
And the other 15's in fucking welding wire.
Yeah. Yeah. Even good shit at $75 a roll at 44 pounds. I mean, that shit adds up fucking fast.
I'm working on my second pallet.
I know my second roll, my second fucking pallet.
What you doing, just laying them bitches in there? Fuck.
Got to. We're on it, man. Let's just start with it.
Where are you going to start? Front wheel drive hobo?
No, fuck you. Full size mod drivers list.
All right. Let's talk about it.
Mr. Harrington. Aaron Harrington.
Yep.
I'd say he's got a Blizzard Bash car left that just needed some help. I don't think it was anything major. So I'm sure he will be showed up in full force, which Aaron usually does. There.
Yes, sir.
Him and Denton are a lot alike in the fact that, yeah, they'll run some of the lighter builds, but they always go back.
Yeah, but one thing about that fucking Aaron Harrington dude, that motherfucker's not scared to travel.
No, fuck no.
He'll load a car up and head to Colorado. He don't care.
Mm-hmm. Or Nebraska. Or
wherever.
Yeah. We've seen him at Spring X.
Him, Boo, they'll load up. Always a power wheel in the truck.
Goddamn right. Looks like Mr. Artie Clark.
Yep.
CDP Promotions. He's going to be running.
I seen that they released some of their stuff.
I have not.
Yeah, they posted Richmond and shit.
Oh, did they?
Yep.
Mr. Dylan Conkle.
Oh,
Team Octane. Jacob Prusman. Mr. 448 designs himself. I'm going to guess That will be his Blizzard Bash ride. He had transmission issues.
Not the first time you've heard that name on this podcast.
Hell no.
For sure not going to be the last.
Mr. James Kitchell.
Never heard of him.
Who's that dude?
Oh, Mr. Bald-Headed Bandit himself. I'm telling you, if I want to start winning these fucking derbies, I'm going to start shaving his head.
Oh, dirtbag hero. I mean, that's...
You know that the last time, he must listen to this, at least a little bit here and there, because I got a Snapchat. He's like, Bald-Head did it again.
Man, this is something you don't usually see. There's I believe, a female name on this list.
That's what it looks like.
Jenny Molman. Now, there were some Molmans that I think were on Crazy Iowans. Father and son.
I don't know.
With them guys.
You're gonna have to.
I mean, I know the last name is spelled exact.
That one's on you. Fact checkers go after him.
Yeah, you can
I
come
did
after
not
me.
confirm shit on that. I'm not even saying that Jenny's a female's name. I'm not even going that fucking far.
Joey Holman, Jordan Booz, Julian Suter, Chicken Man, Justin Montgomery, Kyle
He's
Mason.
always fun to watch.
He is.
Because regardless of what shape his car's in, even from the go, if he's had to go the long way or whatever, it's always there at the end.
Yes. He's like a fucking Energizer bunny. It never quits.
Fucking Timex, buddy.
Yes. Mr. Pudwitter.
Bud Wackert.
He's going to have, I'm going to guess, Blizzard Bash left over. Levi Markley, Michael Zurr, and Wyatt Madigan. So that's just 15 that they have announced. So if that list has grown, we haven't got the rest of that list.
Zur's shit. I love watching what he brings.
Zurr?
Yep.
And he doesn't doubt his equipment.
No, and he will stand all the way on it.
Twice.
Yep. The cleanliness, and I'm not taking away from any other driver or builder, the cleanliness of that dude's rides are second to none.
They're fucking slick. Yeah, I mean, the crease is exact on both sides.
Both sides, they're fucking symmetrical. I was going to say that.
Yes.
That is something that my ADD, OCD brain.
That's why you could never run one of them things, because of that.
Yeah.
Because...
Well, we were welding the cage in my Whiskey City car, and I had a fucking tape measure out on the sidebars.
Oh, yeah.
And Micah was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was like, "Fuck you." I was like, Well, I had to cut it loose in the back because it was, I don't know, it was about an inch and a half off. I was like, fuck every bit of that. Because after we set the tank in there, I could see my tank leaning from the back with my protector and all that shit. I was like, we're not doing that. That's not happening.
I think that will be a very good show on the mod side.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked. They're dumpsters. We know that. Who's going to hold a transmission? Who's going to keep steering? But you're going to see, you're going to see 03s. You're going to see wagons. You're going to see old iron GMs.
Not critiquing the show whatsoever. That's really why I liked Gold Rush's mod rules.
Because they weren't.
Them motherfuckers bent.
Yes, they did. They bent bad. Bad.
You either got to choose wedding dick hard up front or wedding dick hard out back.
You don't get both.
Now, after that show, you can plate up.
Correct. You throw all the fucking plates on it, and then you can put the 8x8 boxes in it.
Yes, sir.
And you can get it on. And, I mean, that's really, say you're in an 03. We know 03 problems. We know that. So you go the route of Gold Rush of throwing
Spindles.
skis on it.
Yep.
Put a set of skis on it. Okay, I'm not going to have that so much of that issue. But not having the 8x8s where you can tie everything in.
Right.
We know dudes who ran a Gold Rush that are bad motherfuckers in 03s and did dumb shit. I mean, it did wanky ass.
It added so many different factors to the geometry of those cars. you take everything you know about an '03 mod car, throw it out the fucking window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once you take that 8x8, I mean,
there's going to be people that argue with that, but I don't give a fuck what you say. Mm-hmm. That right there was a game changer.
Yes.
On any car.
Yeah. You take anything away from any car, it's going to be a game changer.
Especially if you're used to running it. Like, I seen a couple 03s bend out there that people were like, what the fuck? And I'm like, go look at the rules. It hurt the 03 here.
Yes. Yeah, without that box, without those boxes, it really hurt it.
What class we jumping into next?
How about some front wheel drive youth hobos?
I'm not going to talk shit on them because they're youth.
And was it the kid last year that he did it for all the hot moms out there?
Yes. That kid's my fucking hero.
There's one name that really jumps out to me. Unified Points Youth Winner of 2023, Mr. Cam Penwell, is signed up. Anybody who has saw Cam, whether it's Unified stuff, he was at Peoria in 23 as well. The kid is no joke.
No.
They build tremendously good equipment, and he can drive it.
I really like watching that class.
Yes. Braden Christian, saw him over at P Hill. This little dude, I think he's about 4 foot tall.
What I'm saying, what I'm getting at about this class is you've got half of them out there that are strategically driving. You know, they're going out there with a game plan. And then you got the other half, they don't care.
What game plan?
I don't even know if I was in a derby.
Forward, never stop.
Yeah, whenever it stops, I back up until it'll go forward again.
Yeah, until I hit some shit. Because some of these kids, like the Braden Christensen, like I said, I watched him at P Hill last fall. He couldn't turn around. I mean, he's so short, and I'm not dogging him because he's short. But he seriously, his headrest on a factory Vic seat, he couldn't turn. So he's just kind of forward. And then the throttle stuck wide open, I think. Or his foot never come off the floor. And he was just grabbing shit. Forward, backwards, forward. And just never left him. Yeah, that's right. I mean, he drove it like he stole that bitch.
But it's always fun to watch. And like I said, we don't have to go through the whole list. But, like, that's one that everybody support that shit.
Oh, yes. And there's some, if somebody pays attention to last names, that might change your outlook on watching these youth kids.
Right.
Kobe Earl. There is a Earl from up north there, you know. And then we've got, Jace Ray.
Yep.
Henry's boy.
Have you seen his car?
Mm-hmm.
I got a Snapchat the other day. That boy, if he was smiling any harder,
his face would have broke.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, so like I said, there's some names on there that kind of jump out you for last names. So really pay attention. And they're going to put on as good a show as they can possibly put on.
Oh, yeah. Let's jump into the light weld.
Little light weld action.
Yeah.
How do I put this? We talked with Denton last week about there were some guys on that team list that the names don't jump out at you. This does. Without a doubt. But they're running for all the money. All of them fucking money. Chris Collins.
Yep.
You know what 005 brings when he shows up to wherever he's going, you know he's a favorite.
Yeah. Austin Johnson.
You know what he's bringing.
Oh, yeah.
Wide the fuck open, 5-speed. Sorry if you get in my way.
Yep.
Jerry.
Yep.
You know, Jerry Lyerly's on there.
And I got a snap of what he's taking out there. That bitch is correct.
Mint is what you're saying?
And you want to talk about a motor.
So he got his good one. He's got his 10 G's in there.
It's definitely a motor.
C-Lud, Corey Luddington.
Oh, yeah.
He's on that list. Derek Rank. Teddy's daddy.
Tiny
Losi. Mr. 5X himself.
Who's already a fan favorite.
Justin Steffen.
Yep.
Justin was always Kansas Outlaws, Blizzard Bash light wheel team. I don't know what happened there, but he actually wasn't there this year. So,
Ty Richards.
Mr. Ty Richards.
We know he can drive a car.
Yep. Lance Pritchett. Sean Verana. It's a one and done.
Yep.
All of them running for the bragging rights and the cash. Do you want to be Capital Carnage champion of 2024? What about...
I think we ought to jump into that street stock so we can take care of business.
We got a hell of a street stock list.
It's all the cars.
It's every fucking one of them.
All of them.
They're running one and dones.
Love that format.
Yes. But now there's some names on this list that are on other lists.
Well, and there's names on this list that you don't normally see on this list.
In that, what I would say...
Well, they're usually in heavier shit.
Correct, that building down.
Yeah.
But I think the one and dones on a lighter build...
That will perk any motherfucker's ear.
Yes.
Especially if you're dragging that far from home. I don't have to work on this motherfucker the whole time we're there.
No, you just got to unload it, get that bitch through tech, get a stick, and then go junk it.
Yes.
That's all you got to do.
And if you do junk it, you just put the bitch on the trailer and take it home.
Mm-hmm. Not fuck me. I got to spend 7 hours pulling this piece of shit down.
That will change driving styles.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right, let's get into it. Like I said, we won't go through everybody. But, I mean, like, the first name on there, we've seen him in this class before.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Adam Fleming. He usually runs there pretty much religiously.
Yep. The Kish.
The Kish boys.
They're not scared to junk some shit. They will fuck all of their stuff up.
They will junk their own shit
and not care. Not even a little
bit. One name that really jumps out to me. Skin Dog.
I seen that.
Skin Dog is on there. We got some Overly boys on there that really showed up in force last year at this show. Jason Ippenson.
Yep.
Seen him running, we've seen him at Peoria. I've seen him at other Southern Number 9 shows. They bring good shit. Lane Ippenson. James Kitchell.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, you just keep looking through here and you're like, fuck, these heats are going to be wild.
Because it is. It is straight up luck of the draw.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck heat you get into, you might get in it with 0 dudes you ever run with.
Caleb Myers. I've seen him before.
Yep, he pulled one off last year, a feature win at Carnage, and I figured he would come back to try to redeem, go back to back.
You have to.
Yes. Yeah.
Because he had a hell of a run.
He did. Yeah, I mean, we've seen Caleb run. We've seen Caleb run at Paris.
Yeah.
Didn't really know him. He started running some shows.
No shit, man. He shows up and he's like, hey, I drug like 3 fucking hours up here. I'm like, what? Why?
To put on a show.
And he fucking did.
Yes.
I've stayed in contact with them dudes, mostly Snap.
Yeah.
Because do you have them on Snap?
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
That whole shed is full of fucking cars.
Is it?
Being built.
We've got one guy right up the road, Eric Shores.
Yeah. I actually got to see his car the other day. And whenever I say the other day, I'm talking like last week. Didn't have a body on it yet.
Oh.
Crazy bastard. Larry Steinbeck.
Yes.
What do you think he'll be in?
Wagon.
I guarantee it's old Iron GM.
Will. Which we did talk about. Will was actually, yeah, he is. It's under Wilbur.
It is.
That's what throwed me the curveball. Kenny Rosno. Julian Suter. Mr. 5X again. And guess what? A man that supports that show, that event, and Blizzard Bash yearly. I don't know if the man's ever missed one. Mr. Jason Dials.
Right. And I think I've seen another Dials name on there, maybe.
I think you did as well.
That would be Jonathan.
Boy is breaking it in.
But, yes, Dials. We see him. I mean, that's Mr. No Name.
Yes, the original OG no-namer.
What's crazy about this dude is you never know what the fuck he's going to be driving. No. I mean, you're talking Shocker Mopar, fucking Imp, Old Iron GM, Roundback, Ford fucking wagon, an R body. Like you never know what the fuck he is going to be in.
It is, and it's a guessing game. You're like, hold on, you see Dials' name.
What the fuck's
What's
he
he
going to
gonna
be
pull
driving?
out of the tunnel?
I mean, fuck, he may be in a new style. You don't know. You don't ever fucking know.
You have no clue. None.
I've got some more questions for him.
Fuck it, call him.
All right.
Be right back. This episode is brought to you by Broadhead Decals. From door wraps and roof signs, window stickers and banners, let Broadhead Decals take care of all your vinyl needs with only quality products used.
Justin's graphic design abilities will get you everything you could ever want. With super fast shipping, their turnaround time is second to none. So let Broadhead Decals take you to the next level. Well, we said we was going to get him on the phone.
All the way from Kansas, Mr. Jason Dials, Mr. No Namers. What is up, man?
What's up, mate? How are you?
Good. So I see that you are signed up for the street stock class at Carnage. And it looked like we might have seen another Dials name on there.
Yeah, my son Alex, he's driving as well.
So my question to you is, Jason, which we were actually talking before we gave you a shout, was you never know what the hell you're going to be in. It could be an imp.
Go ahead.
It could be an imp to a roundback to some janky-ass weird 57
Ford
Mercury wagon or some shit.
An R body. We never know what you're going to be, and I love it.
Yeah, I always like to build something different. Tommy Stark always give me a bunch of crap about that. He's like, you never know what you're going to be in. I'm like, no, I like to build different things. But I'm pulling my hair out with this 03.
Because this is your first one like this type of build, isn't it, for an 03?
Yeah, we ran some in the bone stocks around home, but this one, and to be honest, I'm leaving this one more stock, Steve. I'm really debating even putting my plates on the front. The way we ran them around here stock, they hold up really good. Every one that I've seen that they plate up front, been 90 in front of the engine.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Every other one we've done is we flexed it at the firewall. So I'm really at a loss for words, I would say. I don't know if I want to put my 14-inch bracket up front or not. And I haven't put it on yet, and I don't know if I will or not. I try to talk myself into it, but watching other shows, I'm like, I don't know if I want it.
Well, one thing that we have noticed, Jason, is on the 03s when they are making them harder, the ones who leave the suspension a little bit more flexible have a lot better luck than everybody trying to make everything so stiff.
And trying to get all that height out of them.
Yes.
That's what I've seen with it is you get these guys that are wanting, all the front end height out of them. They've got that suspension so tightened down, and then they won't steer. You get 3 hits and you've got nothing.
Yeah, and that's what we figured out in the stock class. We've been running the factory coils. Like in this one, I did put strut spacers in just to get me a little more height. But I have I still have bounce. And aftermarket tie rods. I mean, I'm running my stock setup in this. No cradle, no weight. I'm waiting on my other 2 wagon wheels to come from the front. And I mean, I'm trying to make this thing as light as I can, basing it off all the ones that we ran in the bone stock class around home.
Now, that is one thing I do want to ask you, Jason. This is a little bit lighter build, other than your stock stuff, that you run around the house. But when you're talking Blizzard Bash, you're talking Capital Carnage, you're usually in a light weld to a mod. So does that really come into play of the choices that you're wanting to make for this show?
Yeah, I think it does. Like I go back to, just like you guys said, I base it off on the stalker builds like my old Mopars that I ran. We would never want solid suspension. We want some flex, because that's how you rip out suspension on the Chrysler. And I think the same thing goes for these 03s in that stalker build with the factory aluminum cradle. And I did get aftermarket tie rods, but I didn't get pardon my French, built the hell tie rods. I got some tie rods that would bend. That way I'm hopefully going to save the rack and pinion. But I'm not running a cradle or nothing. I'm running my stock, well, not stock, my Redline built 302 in the car.
Well, it started as stock. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It's not wrapped in a cradle is what he's getting at.
Big motors for the other classes, but it's pretty gnarly.
I bet it sounds good. We've heard it before.
Yeah.
You know it's there.
And then, like the rear end, I didn't even, what I found out on the, and that's what I love doing the stalker class with my kids, is you find out where these cars been. I'm even running the stock axles. I put gears in it and axle savers on it, but it's not a brace rear end. I might, after this show, you call me back and I might be cussing that I didn't put my big fancy rear end in there. But I really think that the lighter I can be, the better I'm going to be. But if I take that full track shot in the wheel, I might be regretting that.
Yeah, but that's not something you can. I mean, that's one of those deals. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Oh yeah, you can take a bad shot in a fully built car and lose something right off the get go.
Yeah,
well, I mean, you
ruin your whole night.
You can have your big braced up rear end in one of these lighter builds like this. Somebody hits that so much, knocks the trailing arm off of it.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen a big 40 spline like I got, one hit and axle break.
Yeah, and I don't even think you could put it under a dump truck and break it. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's some things on this I'm pulling my hair out. My son's driving a 76 Cordova. He's over there trying to put it together now. And I was like, well, that's more my cup of tea, but I always got to be different.
Well, the guy sitting across from me just kind of gave me the fist bump there once you said Dova.
Jason knows that I like Mopars because whenever I was building my Whiskey City car, I was bugging the shit out of him. But no, we've talked about you on here before. I told everybody that I was pretty sure you just had one of those wheels that you spin in your garage that had all the cars you had sitting out back, and you just spun it. And whenever it landed on, you were like, yep, I'm building it.
Well, that's what I usually do. I'll go out and sit and ponder, and I'm like, yeah, and I've pulled one up the same that I ran, and I was like, no, I want to build this one. I ain't never ran this one yet. That was the thing going for, and it still is, because like even that wagon I took the Blizzard Bash this year, it was a Pontiac wagon. I ain't never ran a Pontiac wagon. I ran a Buick and a Chev, but I was like, that's a different make, so it's a different model.
Well, Mr. Dials, what made you get into this crazy ass sport?
Actually, I went to the fair when I was 17, And that's the first time I ever been to a derby, and I was probably, I want to say a sophomore, maybe, because I was a military brat, so I was a year behind everybody that was here. And a senior that I knew was driving in it, and I was like, I want to try that. So the next year I found everybody said get an Impala. Well, they didn't tell me the years. I got a 1970 Impala two-door, and that was my first derby car, and I jumped it in the heat. I've been hooked ever since.
And been hooked ever since.
Yeah. Now all my kids do it. My oldest is driving with me, and then my daughter is going to be running, not with me, on another team out in Lynn, Kansas this summer for that
King of the Ring
show out there that Chad Markley puts on.
The old King of the Ring show, Bone Stock.
Yes, sir. And then we're going to, me and Dan and our team from Limited Weld, we're actually going to King of Ohio in June. There's some big shows we're hitting this year. It's going to be a fun year, so I don't know how much stock stuff I'll get in.
Because if you're going to King of Ohio, you better throw everything you got at it, sir.
Yes, sir. And that's where picking the car. I have an 09 frame sitting in here right now on my list. And I'm really thinking, I pulled an imp stub out the other day, and I was like, I better just go back to an imp. After reading the rules, I was like, I might want to going that far and being that outnumbered and an outside guy. I might want to go with something I'm a little more comfortable with.
Yes, sir. Because that's one thing that we actually talked about last week is you get so many of these guys who are just starting to dabble on the big shows or team show stuff, and they always want to try to build something that they're not familiar with. Nobody can really say that about you because you're actually familiar with most everything.
Yeah, when I first started derbying, the only thing you could do was weld a bumper on. So you got, what we used back then was a chunk of drive shaft. That was your cross brace behind your seat. That's all you got. Weld your bumper on, both ends, and a cross brace. We had our batteries in egg crates or milk crates, those old plastic deals. And we had a boat tank strapped in the back of the car with ratchet straps. Is how I started derbying. And since then, everybody was like, I want GMs. Once I figured out 74 to 76 GMs was the ticket, I could trade one of them GMs for 4 Chryslers. So all the GMs I got, I just traded for shoppers. So I started running Chryslers because I could get way more shows and stock to stock out of a Chrysler, I truly believe, than a Chevy.
Yeah.
Now, when you get into the weld side, the rules lean more towards the Fords or the GM, so you got to really look at the rules and say, well, do I waste the car or try it?
And Jason, that's one thing that we've noticed. A lot of the guys who have been in the sport for a minute, their kids or their other half are really taking a hold of this. You've got a daughter you're going to be running with at a stock show. You're going to have your boy that you're going to be running with, at Carnage. So does it open your heart a little bit more to see them just take it in as you have?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it definitely does. And the nice thing about it is, to be honest, Steve, we're all getting old as hell. And I ain't going to be able to do it forever.
Correct.
I hope I can make it as long as Eddie Chick has.
Oh my God, dude! You're asking a whole lot there, Jason. A lot.
With my line of work, I don't think I could. But if I could make it that far, and my youngest is 12. He didn't want nothing to do with Derby. He wants the Derby this year, so we're going to he wants me getting a used compact with him, and I was like, man, I'm a big guy. I don't really want to get the compact. You might have to go with your skinny-ass brother because he weighs 120 pounds. Or jump in a full size with us.
Correct.
He's like, jump in a full size. I said, we'll put you out in the field and get you used to it before we set you loose.
Correct. It does. It warms my heart to see all these young kids going in and all the support that all these promoters are showing to these kids to give them a stage, whether it's, your local show around home or, Frankie Guy Youth Nationals. It just makes us so happy to be able to watch all that.
Oh, yeah, because, my oldest running with me at Carnage, this is the first style build of this caliper that he's ran. I mean, we've ran a ton of bone stock, but it's close to limited weld, but it's not limited weld.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this gives him a little taste, and I was like, if you like it, now here's where you got to start spending money.
Everywhere.
Expensive than bone stock.
Yeah, you just spend it everywhere and just figure out when you're broke.
Yep, exactly.
Well, Jason,
some years I feel like I send more money out than I actually get in.
Yes, sir.
Well, it took me 26 years to win my hometown county show.
Well, I'd say your hometown county show is pretty fucking stacked then.
Yeah, it always has. I mean, you got Jonte Green, Nick Urlacher, Jimmy Johnson, all them guys, all the big names from around this area run that show. So, I mean, it's always been a battle. But I never could pull it off till this last year.
And then you got it done. See, it was just your time.
Yeah, I always said I'd retire after I won, and now I'm going to twice as many shows.
Jason, where did the no-namers come from, man?
Actually comes from Blizzard Bash. I want to say, let me think about this for a second. It was the year that all the 09s ran, or the 03 and newers. It was unlimited per team. And I was going to build an 03, and I kept calling, hey, can I do this? Can I do that? No, you can't, etc. So I was like, screw it. I pulled a Chrysler in. And we get to the show. Or actually, sorry, I pulled a 98 to 02 in. Get to the show, and everything I asked was done to everybody else's car. And I was like, well, fuck, I'm just a no-name. and then they asked for the team name, and I was like, no-namers. Fuck it. Nobody knows us. We can't get away with nothing.
And it stuck.
And then it's just kind of stuck.
And it's still rolling.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, I've got some no-name
that's
apparel.
what I tell them. The guys that are really famous, I should say, and they ask, well, why'd you hit me? I was like, one of my famous terms, if it comes down to me and somebody that's got a big name, I'm like, well, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
100%.
Bingo.
If I know you're the one that got to beat, I'm going to take you on early versus wait till the end.
Well, and we've talked about that on here before. Honestly, that's why I started going to some of these bigger shows. Because I told Derek, I was like, well, I'm not going to get any better.
Running our local bullshit around here.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether it be small town politics, local groups running together at county shows, stuff like that. You still get some of that at the bigger shows, but I figured, fuck it. If I can go compete with those guys at Blizzard Bash or Whiskey City or whatever, if I can go compete with them and at least hang in there for a little bit, I'm at least learning something.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's just like Nick Urlacher, for example. He used to hate my guts. I mean, we talk now. Same with Jonte Green. Because they say go, and immediately I would go after them because I knew they were the guys I had to beat. Was there a time where I lost more than one? Yes. And it was always numbers game. game. When you had 4 or 5 of them and there was just one of me, I knew I had to make quick work of it if I was going to do it.
Yeah, but what you just said right there, they should have seen that as respect. Because you weren't going after them because they were the weakest car on the track. You were going after them because that's who you had to put out.
Yep.
Yeah. And if I didn't, when it come down to the end, that's like, I got quite a few first places over the years. But I have way more second, thirds, and fourths at every derby. I mean, there was a year's, probably like a 4-year span where I was second through fourth at every derby. And the ones that divided around me were the 5 guys that ran together. It was like, because a lot of them would realize once I picked that dog fight, they would kind of stay out of it because they know I'm going to go until the car shuts down.
Yep. That's the way it should be. That's competitive juices flowing through your veins. And if you didn't have that, you had already retired.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm super competitive. Just like that Blizzard Bash, I was so fucking mad on my wagon. I mean, because that motherfucker it's still straight as an arrow. Freak flop deal. I ain't never done it before, but the drive shaft viewed inside the car. I watched that video countless times thinking I ran over something. I can't see nothing on film. It was just a fluke deal. Otherwise, I think we would have been right there. We were there at the end anyways. We got third, but I think we would have been right at the end.
Yep, all up in it. It would have been a 3-man show instead of just a 2 at the end. Yes, sir. I will agree with that.
I do too, because that car looked fucking good.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm staring at it right now. I'm like, God damn, there's a lot of car there.
And that bitch was hard.
Oh, yeah.
Because you weren't letting no grass grow under it.
Go ahead.
I said you weren't letting no grass grow under that bitch out there anyway.
No, I think I'm going to take it out to Colorado. They're having a big limited weld show that allows Blizzard Bash limited weld. And from my understanding, is we get repair plates out there, that I'm good to go. So I'm going to put a drive shaft in it and a training cooler, because when that drive shaft is viewed, it's still in there, but it came through the floor, hit me, and then took the end of my training cooler line off.
Well, the same shit happened to Alan Brown.
And I shut it down, but they're paying $10,000 to win out there, so I figured I'd go out there and play.
Is that the one over at Greeley?
Yes, sir.
Man, son of a bitch, I'm going to spend a lot of fucking money on airplane tickets.
Yeah, it ought to be a good show what I've talked to the guys that are involved in putting it on, and they're like, no, you don't have to change nothing. I was like, my plates are allowed and everything, and they're like, yep. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Game.
She's locked in now, so we're good.
Game on, boys. Well, Jason, I know you just said that you're going to hit King of Ohio. We're sure we're going to see you back at Blizzard Bash.
Yes, sir.
What about that South Dakota Rapid City show?
I'm not going to do Rapid City. We were going to do it last year. We were going to run Blizzard Bash and Rapid City. We had 2 teams set up. A month before Rapid City, our 4th had to drop because he got a new job and couldn't get it off. So we pulled out of that one. And I think I don't know. I get along with Sam and all, but I also remember, maybe I shouldn't say this, maybe I shouldn't, but I also remember how Blizzard Bash has been when they ran it. And from the people I talked to up there and stuff, I don't know if I want to run it.
And
if that makes any sense.
Oh,
it does.
Without saying anything.
100%. You're just saying what we've heard time and time again, it's not really a preference on either show. It's how the driver's been treated by the promoter.
Yeah, I think it boils down to, from the things I heard, it goes back to who you are. And I'm that no-namer, so I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do, but I know everything else will be done that way.
Yes, I understand, completely understand.
And I mean, I hope the best for their show, and I think he's filled it now. I just don't think it's for me.
Very well, that was very well put. So, other than the Colorado show, what else do you have on the agenda for the summer?
Oh, we got King of Ohio, then the Lynn one. I'll probably run the local fair since I won it last year, just to see if I can keep the title. But I got a lot of people gunning for me. A lot of people are pissed because I shoved a bunch of people out of the arena, so I don't know if that'll work in my odds this year.
I guess the fucker should have turned instead of held the wheel straight.
Yeah. But there's another big show coming out that I can't say too much about it, but I will be at that show. Or if we touch base in a couple weeks, it'll be known by then. I just can't enlighten anybody right now.
Understand. Completely.
Other than we're trying to bring Demolition Derby to the next level.
I noticed a lot of.
As a unit together.
I've noticed a lot of Facebook profile pictures changed here lately. About the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, that'd be a little bit of it. I just can't give out too much.
And we're not going to pry. We're not going to pry for it.
And I was going to touch on that after we got off the phone, so I'll leave you out of that one on this. that way you don't get in trouble on it.
Yeah. But I think it's definitely going to bring a new light to this sport.
Fucking A, that's...
a new possibility of big-time sponsors. And as long as all the drivers can get together, granted, I know there's going to be people pissed off.
No, there'll be pushback on anything, Jason.
Between what's going on with Sam and Smash It and the Derby so close together, I think both shows are killer. My honest opinion is Sam had his show a month before Blizzard Bash. He'd sell out both shows. They'd sell out both shows. Every driver would come to both shows. When you do them a week apart, then you're cornering a driver. Well, I'm only going to drive his show. That don't do nothing for the sport other than divide it. If they were a month apart, I guarantee you Sam would sell out his show, and I guarantee you Smash It would sell out their show, and then they could sit back. Can I cuss on here?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Jason, fuck yes.
Okay. So then they can sit back and have the dick measuring contest at the end.
Well, and
whose show was better?
And what you're
right now, a week apart, you're not going to get that because you're not going to get all of the national qualified drivers or limited world. I'm just saying in general, the good drivers to go to that show or pick one show over the other. That's what you got going on now. If you have them at both shows, those drivers will say, man, I drove both shows. I'm not going to go back to Blizzard Bash because Sam's the man. Or you got people saying, no, Sam's show's not my deal. I'm just going to stick with Blizzard Bash. Right now, you can't do that because they have to pick what show they want to go a week apart. And Blizzard Bash is in my backyard, so I'm going to go to Blizzard Bash.
What you're saying right there, Jason, I am so fucking glad that all this is coming to light because we've watched it on a local level for so long. People not giving a fuck about what the other promoter's doing, not giving a shit about the sport itself, and stacking shows on top of each other. I'm glad that this is finally grabbing and I put this in quotations, national level spotlight. Mm-hmm. Because this is the shit that needs to be talked about in the sport.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, if we don't try to bring a new light to it, I mean, ultimately, it's going to die as a sport. So I'm going to use Wildside for an example, Steve. When we lost our national spot at Blizzard Bash, the last year me, Tommy, CJ Barnes, and Craig McCracken ran. We lost that C main by one car. One other team needed to be out, and they had one car left, and me and Craig McCracken got hung up together, and they timed us up because we couldn't get split off and get a hit. So we lost our spot. Well, the next year I was going to take off a year, and then Tiny Jeremy called me and says, "What are you doing?" And this is 3 weeks before Blizzard Bash. I was like, tinkering in my shop, getting ready to go up and watch Blizzard Bash. No, you're not. You're running. I'm like, what the fuck? So I built a car in 3 weeks, and I fucking jumped that mother in 2 heats up there. We made feature, and I really jumped it in the feature.
Yes,
but I was like, this limited well is like a vacation. I don't have to start on Thursday. I only got to run Saturday and Sunday. If I make feature, I was like, this is the way to go. So we got a spot this year. And I said, I told Jeremy, I was like, man, if I get a spot, I'm building my own team. I was like, we got to have more numbers in the feature. And he's like, cool. So we got a spot. And then they moved our bracket to where we start on Thursday night. Then we get Friday night off, then run Saturday and Sunday. I'm like, well, what the fuck?
Right when you think you got a promoter figured out, they kick you dead square in the nuts. Every time.
Yeah. No, like I said, I wish them. I mean, I like them both. I just wish Sam and Tim would come to a resolution because, I mean, ultimately, my true, honest opinion, they're just hurting both shows, and I think it's just a chip off their shoulders right now. Is hey, my show's better than yours, etc.
Yeah.
If they split them apart, then I think you could idolize, and the drivers would say, yes, this show's 10 times better than this show.
Yeah. Instead of the picking and choosing.
I can give out more info when it comes out, everybody's going to be like, holy shit, I'm going to this show. Because it's definitely going to bring a new light. We have never been able to put this much light on this type of event or venue. I will say that much.
Well, we're not going to pry.
But that's the ultimate goal is we bring everybody together. And granted, there's going to be people that buck back up over this, but ultimately, I think there's enough of us that want to bring it together that, hey, this could shed a new light to Derby and we can get it on and get some good publicity out of it.
Yes.
For our type of sport.
This type of sport should be nationally televised. We've said that for years, not just on MAV TV. What was that? The Night of Destruction or some shit on like TNT or TBS or something. This national level event should be on cable networks, not pay-per-view, for the entire world to watch.
Yeah, what I told somebody the other day is I said my ultimate goal, being involved in this and trying to get a new light, is when I was a kid, every Saturday morning, I was always a gearhead. So none of my family, other than my grandpa in West Virginia, he was a mechanic. That's what really got me into being a gearhead when I went and visited. But being out in Kansas every Saturday morning, I was watching the garage shows. I was watching Monster Truck at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning and cartoons. And that's ultimately what I have envisioned in my head is, hey, at first, hey, we're just on a Saturday morning. I mean, granted, maybe the event won't be live, but it's recorded and then it's put out for everybody on Saturday morning.
Let's hope.
I think in my mind, that would be awesome, just to be able to be like, hey, I know that guy.
Hey, I shoved him over the concrete in Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
Well, brother man, we appreciate you getting on with us, shedding some light that probably a lot of other people have held in a little bit and didn't want to actually say it. You pretty much came out and said it. So, Jason, we appreciate you. Well, let's get you back to your car building. And good luck. Sir. Good luck in 2 weeks, brother.
Yeah, we'll be watching.
Hi, man. Yeah, anytime you guys want to talk, give me a yell.
We'll hold you to that.
Out in the shop.
We'll hold you to it, brother.
All right, buddy. We'll see you guys later.
All right, later, Jason.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, we said we was going to get him on.
He got all the fucking way on.
Yeah.
Shit.
For the interview that I thought we were going with, that took a turn, but I'm not going to necessarily say for the worst.
No.
He said what every other motherfucker's thinking.
He just has the balls to say it.
Like I said, I'm neither, I'm Switzerland in this situation because I don't have a dog in either fight.
Correct.
Other than I am a fan and a driver. We do this to try to help the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing he said was completely out of line.
Nope.
Whether it comes down to the dick measuring contest, whether it comes down to the shows being too close together, everybody said that.
Everybody said that from jump.
Right.
Was
there a point trying to be proved? 100%, I think so. I might catch a little backlash on that. Whatever. It is what it is. From the outside looking in, that's what it looks like.
Yes.
Do I think he was wanting to run him plumb out of the fucking game? No.
No.
Not at all. Do I think it might have been a short jab to be like, hey?
Yeah.
I'm back.
Yep.
I do.
I'm going to take 200 cars from you.
Good enough to do it.
Yes. Yes.
That show was killer. Do I think there was a few teams, cars, and stuff there that weren't ready to be on that level as far as the lineup you see at Blizzard Bash? 100%. But it filled up.
Promise you.
And it was another big stage to run on.
Yes.
Which is a betterment of the sport. Because we've all, sitting in this room, you've watched me try to get into Bash.
Oh, yeah.
Had 7 fucking phones on it.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't get in.
Nope.
Nobody.
Yeah. So, is there room? Like, this town ain't big enough for the both. It is, 100%. We've talked to a lot of people about that. Fuck yes, there is room for both of those shows.
Mm-hmm.
Both are good fucking shows.
Yes. The only thing I didn't get to go, we have talked about that.
I know you didn't. You weren't there.
Fuck you. Watching it at home, one arena, to me, is better suited than the other one for a show of that size. And I think, you know what I'm getting at, ventilation, the seats itself. I mean, where in the fuck can you go to a derby for $100 a ticket a night and drink and eat whatever the hell you want? Rapid City, South Dakota.
There is some motherfucking shit going down on Facebook right now. I mean, in real time.
In real time?
As we fucking speak. We're not going to touch on it this week. Just know that we fucking know.
Yeah.
And boy, are we going to have something to talk about next week. You can slide through that bitch and look at all of the Facebook profile pictures that have been changed.
Yes.
I mean, like, that's all my fucking feed is. Like, I'm rolling through this bitch, and every third post.
It's saying something about demo?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some shit going down. I don't know how much you know about it. I will fill you in on what I know here for too long. It's gonna break the fucking internet.
Yep. Yeah.
And there's motherfuckers not happy about it. And I use the term motherfucker loosely. I don't know if they are really fucking mothers.
Yeah, we'll kiss that a little bit later down the road. So
good times.
We just hit with a guy who, like I said, he spoke his mind. It wasn't like he threw anybody under the bus. He didn't. He said it very respectively, that some stuff maybe needed to be said. Like I said, Jason just got the balls to do it.
Well, and all bullshit aside, he was not disrespectful saying any of that.
No.
I mean, all of that was, in my opinion, handled very well.
Yeah, it's but we want to thank the original Mr. No Namer, Jason Dials, for getting on with us. Maybe there'll be some more stuff coming out here in the next few days on Facebook, so you can definitely get on probably any of your friends' feeds, big time drivers' names feeds, to see what's going on, and then we'll talk about this later down the road. So.
Yeah, because there's some comments and shit under there, like you can start putting stuff together.
Oh yeah, yes you can. So next we've got one over the phone next week.
Yeah, hey, look, we need to get back to Carnage. We didn't finish that. let's slide back there real quick. Let's go ahead and finish that up.
You are fucking squirreled like a bitch right now.
Yeah, sorry. Well, you know me and my scrolling while we're usually doing this shit. I just never really.
It's why he only wants to go live like once every 4 months.
Well, I'm bringing news to you guys. Like, and where do you think I get my information? If it's on Facebook, it's fucking true.
Carnage is going to be a show.
It is.
It really is.
It usually is, though.
It is.
Like, when have you ever seen it when you were like, man, I wish I wouldn't have fucking watched that?
Yeah. The night we got loaded. We still stayed and watched it, though. So good luck to Jason. Good luck to his boy. Good luck to all of them. Like I said, you've got Teddy's daddy, Tiny Losi. You've got 5X, Mr. Muse. You've got Chris Collins. You've got Cam Penwell.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have some dudes that I promise you know where that skinny pedal is, and they will send that bitch from one to the other. Anytime you get a Larry Steinbeck and a Will Steinbeck and a Nick Erlacher and them guys, we're talking this bitch is going to be right.
As bad as I hate to do it, we got to touch on it because there's a lot of fucking local guys running it. The Weld Compact drivers list for Carnage. That's Missouri just going out there and running.
It is.
Just a quick glance at motherfucker.
3/4 of the fucking field runs Lucky Sevens religiously.
Yeah. And then you've got damn near a third of that, or a quarter of it, I'll say a quarter, I'll give it a quarter, that used to run our shows.
Yes.
The first one on the list that's from around here, Brady. And
Smith.
then you got Brandon Palmer right down the fucking road.
Yes.
You've got Cody Bedsworth, Derek Dudley,
Jesse Howe. Over on the Illinois side.
Paul Arnell, Dad Bod Racing,
Yep.
Tommy Bedsworth. They're all from I mean, right here.
Correct. But then you throw in like Nate Mittendorf, Minnesota Madness.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so in this, I believe it's a one and done. I mean,
I'm assuming.
We could probably confirm that on next week's episode, right before it launches, with our guest. That will be over the phone again before this show. So, yeah, I mean, they are.
Hopefully they go out there and represent.
Send that bitch.
We know Big D.
Oh,
He's always there.
yes.
The dude has given some ass whoopings out there and has taken.
He has received that.
He had me yelling at a motherfucking TV.
Yes.
You remember that
Saturday
shit?
morning.
Motherfucker. got me all worked up before fucking breakfast.
Let him off the fucking dirt.
Fucking team driving bullshit. What are we doing?
I don't know. It was at a team show.
Well, I get that, but fuck me, man. Turn him loose.
Yes, let him even the fucking score.
Give him an opportunity.
An opportunity.
I'm over there pushing on the fucking screen trying to get his car off the wall.
And 75 inches just ain't big enough. Fuck no. But we'll watch it. I don't think we're going.
No, I haven't even made the dumbass remark, hey, I think I'm going to run out there. No, because I'm fucking not.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
My niece decided she's getting married that day. So I will probably have to watch Saturday night on Sunday morning. But I'll watch it. Like I said, we've...
Well, I got to watch that street stock.
Yeah.
Because no matter how you cut that shit, I don't give a fuck how those are split up. I don't give a fuck what the heats are. That shit is going to be turned up.
Yes. I've seen it. I have seen it.
So many good drivers.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's weird not seeing Caddy Nation on there.
None of them.
None of them.
Except Ty.
Right.
Ty's on there. Ty had some very unfortunate luck at Blizzard
dumb
Bash.
shit.
So I'm going to guess maybe he's got a little something that he could have fixed and went ahead and brought. So it's going to be a good show, guys. Next week, we'll get the man on right over the phone right before they actually head out to Kansas for 3 or 4 days or however long they're out there. Guys, if there's so many shows, there's so many fucking shows that you can go run and you can pre-register. Destructive Behavior, Heber City, Utah.
No, you're going to do much pre-registration there.
No, you're kind of fucked on that end, but
that shit filled up so fast.
So fast. We'll get Mr. Brad Bowman on as well. We'll wait a little closer to time. We're not going to wait that close because we know they're stupid crazy right now, online stuff. Same thing with Stern Dirt guys. Their shit is crazy. They've got everything filled up, to my knowledge, for the entire year. All pre-registered. They're just nicely enjoying Daytona 500.
Fuckers.
Yes. Both of them.
I just say that because they're having fun. Like I wouldn't care to be at that race.
No. You could see like 150 yards of it, and that's about it from where your seat is. So
glad we got Dials on though, man.
Yes.
That's been a long time coming. I've been threatening him with that for a while. I think my favorite part of that whole interview though was, can I cuss on here?
After he said fuck 3 times.
He just texted me. He goes, where can I listen to my dumb ass at?
We'll hook you up, dude. We'll hook you up. So, I think that's a pretty good stopping spot, and we will catch everybody up on next week to finish up, leading up to the Road to Carnage 2024. Week after that, we'll recap it, but then after our recap, we'll dive right into the next one. Thank you guys for listening so much. it's crazy getting Snapchats and messages that people have beer waiting for us at these shows. What do y'all drink? What do you want? Bottles, cans?
Yeah, they asked me that shit, and I'm like, whatever. And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, whatever.
It's just, yeah, as long as it's beer. I ain't drinking no PBR, but you will.
I will. I'll drink fuck out of
Yeah,
PBR.
you will. You're fucking.
Look, I'm drinking Blue Moon right now.
You are. Anything that you got to put fruit in ain't worth a shit. And I throw Corona on there too.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, fuck. Throwing daggers. Oh. Derek chose violence.
I did chose violence today.
Fucking Jason got him all worked up.
Got me all fucking. So, like I said, you guys are making this shit happen. I never thought in a million years, a year and a half ago, that this would even be anywhere it is right now.
We're almost a household name.
Probably you getting called a cocksucker.
That's fine. I've already had several Snapchats about that.
Yeah.
Jordan Wood, he was the first motherfucker. He said, I've never called you a cocksucker. I was like, to my face.
Correct, to my face. There's a big difference.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, so like I said, thanks, guys.
But I'll be a cocksucker.
I'll be your pappy. I'm the pappy. Brother, got any last words?
Nope.
Big junk, boys.